Right. Also, the next question that I had that had to do with really hunger, weight, is fasting.
Sure.
We know there are loads of diets out there. There are diets that propagate eating only fats that say,
Sure.
eliminate the carbs. Then there are those that tell you that, certain food groups like don't eat your tomatoes or don't eat your dairy. Then
Sure.
there are those that say don't eat gluten at all. And then
Sure.
you also have intermittent fasting and circadian fasting.
Sure.
We also are approaching that time of the year when it is going to be Ramadan. And
Sure.
given the fact that we are living in a pandemic in real time,
Sure.
there is also this debate that's going on, which is saying that if you fast during a time when you could be at a risk of a disease that is contagious and your immunity is not all there,
Sure.
you would basically increase the chances of contracting that disease by
No, actually,
fasting.
sure. No, actually, I disagree. So you asked a bunch of things. There were some minor things that you mentioned. Let me just get that out of the way first, and then we can turn to fasting, which is a bigger subject, an important subject, particularly given that Ramadan is imminent. You talked about eliminating certain things, gluten or tomato or something else. So try it. Let's say someone told you to eliminate gluten. Try it, do it for 3-4 days. If you feel better, then clearly you had some sort of irritability to the gluten. It is not uncommon. Gluten does irritate your digestive system. And so if you feel better, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You just find a substitute for the gluten, right? Tomatoes are something that is advised under certain conditions. So again, you need to be careful if you are suffering from that condition. So for example, if you're hypothyroid, they ask you to reduce or avoid cruciferous vegetables. Now, so you need to be specific about why you're being asked to not eat something, because otherwise tomatoes are wonderful. They're anti-cancerous. They help you, mitigate cancer. So if there's nothing wrong with you and tomatoes are really good for you, then why wouldn't you eat the tomato? So that's on sort of eliminating stuff or adding stuff. You need to know why you're doing what you're doing. Don't just blindly follow someone. Right? Now, if you talk about fasting, fasting is by far one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory immune building mechanism on earth. Ramadan is, I think, by far one of the most powerful sort of gifts that have been given to all of us, right? You should fast, religiously. We do it on a regular basis. We don't even need a festival. I literally fast 16 hours a day every single day. Like literally, I eat my dinner early and I eat my breakfast a little bit later so that I get a 16-hour break. I'm eating in an 8-hour window every day. The longest fast we've done is 55 hours non-stop. Actually, you stop feeling hungry. By the second day, you forget to eat. You literally don't feel hungry. Right? It doesn't matter, right? So hunger is something we've been taught. Because when I was born, my mother, obviously at that point, I needed it as well because I was growing. But my mother was feeding me literally every hour or every 2 hours, right? And so that's how I developed the understanding that I need to be fed on a regular basis. Otherwise, there's no need. Now take Ramadan, you're eating in a small window, right? Different people follow different protocols. Imagine you're eating in a 4-hour window, right? And you're fasting in a 20-hour window. That's one protocol. As long as you're eating everything that the body requires in that 4 hours, you're eating healthy, nutritious, wholesome foods, everything that the body requires, all your minerals, all your vitamins, carbs, proteins, fats, everything that your body requires, you're perfectly okay because your body got everything it required. So let's say you needed 1500 calories in my case, and I ate my 1500 calories in a 4-hour window, and that had everything that my body required. And then I didn't eat for 20 hours. Where was the problem? There's absolutely no problem. How could your immunity possibly fall?
All right, that's rather encouraging to know because I think that then settles a lot of concerns and queries that people have at the time of fasting in a pandemic.
Sure, absolutely.
So thank you for that.
Can I make one quick additional point? And in fact, when you're fasting for the rest of the 20 hours, your body is actually detoxing. So what happens is something called autophagy. A Japanese scientist got a Nobel Prize a couple of years ago because he proved that autophagy is true. So your body is consuming all its dead toxic cells when you're fasting. So now imagine in a 4-hour window, you ate really well. You ate everything you needed, all the vitamins, minerals, etc., and then you fasted and you detoxed your body. Did you just build your immunity? Did you harm your immunity?
Built it, quite evidently.
Really, right?
Okay, this is incredible. Again, one of the miracles of the body.
Absolutely, and of the community. It's an incredible practice.
Right, it's a discipline on many levels.
Absolutely.
Just apart from food, we make it to be as big for food than anything else. but it's also a discipline on a spiritual level. It's a discipline in your day-to-day functioning. It's a discipline of the mind, the soul, all of it coming together. So conceptually, it's just so beautifully put
I
together.
mean, think about the will that you require, right? To not eat for 20 hours. Think of the willpower that you're developing. If you cannot eat for 20 hours, I mean, don't you think you can do anything?
So, you know what I find that during the month of Ramadan, one of the things that happens to me is I feel I'm a lot more calmer.
Sure, absolutely.
Because I guess somewhere the body, you know, this need or this anxiety to be feeding your body at every hour just goes away. And in time, the reason why you're doing this or the will that you're doing it for just has a calming effect.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me give you another example, and this is something you do. So, for example, you weight train, right? And when you lift a weight, particular weight that you were not able to lift, let's say yesterday, right? Think of that surge of confidence that is created in your mind, right? The exact same thing's happening when you're fasting, isn't it? Because, you know, let's say you never fasted, or let's say you didn't think you could fast, and then now suddenly you fasted for 30 or 40 or 50 hours. That same surge of confidence is being created in the body, right? You're telling yourself, listen, if I can not eat for 3 days, right, I can conquer anything in the world. It has a cascading effect on everything in your mind.
True. So I guess this wraps up this segment of weight.